school shooting devastates a Florida high school, we look into what safety precautions are in place in the Rose Hill School District.
And later, the race to win the OCC trip is heating up as the sophomore class holds a slight lead over the seniors. Who's going to win? We asked members of both classes.
These stories and much more on Channel 7 News. Good morning, I'm Sarah Bailey.
And I'm Dakota Morgan. School shootings are increasing at an alarming rate, with the most recent tragedy having taken place in Parkland, Florida on Valentine's Day.
The bond issue for USD 394 that has passed unanimously last fall included upgrades to enhance school safety. But what else is the district doing to ensure safety for students and staff? Aislinn Robert has an in-depth look.
In light of the increase of school shootings, in particular the tragedy at Parkland High School in Florida, school safety has become a greater concern at Rose Hill High School. Superintendent Randall Chickadones is aware of the concerns of school safety and said the district has a plan in place of such catastrophes.
The response to a fire is to evacuate. Response to a tornado is to shelter in place. And those can be practiced pretty easily. When it comes to medical emergencies in our plan, it's check the person, clear the area, call for help, and then care for them. So that's the protocol for that. And I think safety again is measured in a lot of different ways. And so, we try to take a look at providing training for staff. We try to provide opportunities to drill the plan that we put together. We have created a crisis plan with local law enforcement. So I think there are a lot of things that are in place to address safety. We have our school resource officer on site, so I think he does a lot to help not only to identify but also to mitigate some problems that are out there.
In the bond issue that passed last fall, a significant aspect of the proposal was to secure the main entrances of all schools as well as install security cameras through each building. Chickadones hopes the security additions will be complete by this summer, but for sure by summer of 2019. There's a wide range of opinions on the high school staff on how to protect the building. Social studies teacher Austin Wietrich said that it's important to remain vigilant when discussing school shootings.
Obviously, a very unlikely situation to happen. It's still very rare, but we do have to recognize that it could happen. It's not. We have this mentality that it's never going to happen to us. I think we got to get rid of that mentality a little bit. You drive around Rose Hill, you see security signs around houses, but I've never seen a no gun sign in front of someone's house.
Wietrich has a particular set of ideas for the safety at Rose Hill High School.
I think some mindset's got to change for sure. We do have to have some way in which the school has some capabilities as far as to protect from some situations like that, and that's where it gets hard as far as that comes. With the mindset too is changing, is being observant, watching, talking to kids, building a relationship with kids, making sure that there's someone they can feel like they can go talk to, and they feel like they're involved in the community, and they feel like they're welcome and safe for sure. It's something that needs to be looked at.
Aislinn Robert, Channel 7 News.
While the leaders of the district have plans in place to secure buildings in the event of a school shooting, students also have their own ideas as to how schools can lessen the chances of such a catastrophe. Vlad Bondarchuk spoke to the students to get their thoughts on how they view their safety at the high school.
After numerous tragedies around the country, culminating in the recent shooting at a high school in Parkland, Florida, students around the country are expressing their outrage in forms of social media and peaceful protest. I recently asked Rose Hill High School students to share their thoughts and feelings on school safety in the high school. Senior Zeb Bradley told us that he feels the front door of the high school should be more secured.
I think we should have school IDs, and whenever you check in, you should have to swipe your card to be allowed to get into the school. And we should have some kind of metal detector to detect anything unsafe that's coming into their schools. We haven't really practiced school shootings that much. We've only practiced fire drills and tornado drills.
We also asked students about the possibility of teachers being armed with guns. Their answers were varied.
I feel if they have a conceal and carry license, I feel like they should be able to carry a gun into school, but like a teacher that's never carried a gun should not be allowed to.
Charlie Black doesn't support teachers armed with guns, saying that he believes that more guns will only cause more problems.
I don't think that's a good idea because you don't know, like, I mean, our school I think would be fine, but like, you know, some of those bigger schools, maybe all the teachers aren't like, you know, good people or something. What if they use it to, you know, school shootings? So I don't think we should have multiple guns because what if they get stolen by a student or something? So no, I don't think that's a good idea at all.
Vlad Bondarchuk, Channel 7 News.
We would like to thank the Sun Sentinel News in Parkland, Florida for providing us the photographs for our stories. Coming up next, Dakota talks to the longtime restaurant owner on his longevity in the community and what it means to own a business in Rose Hill.
Also on the way, AJ Taylor takes a look at the likelihood of the senior class finally going down in the OCC competition. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Ben Black. Hi, I'm Brock Haskell. We are seniors. We are leaders. Here at Rose Hill High School Residential Carpentry Program, Industrial Tech. I haven't always excelled in a traditional classroom setting, but this hands-on work has really allowed me to blossom. Not only are we succeeding in high school, but this will follow up to jobs after.
Louis Foreman has been in the food and serving business for 34 years and has spent 19 of those years in Rose Hill. Dakota has a story on the long-standing restaurant owner.
We all know him. The man, the myth, the legend.
Hi, I'm Louis Foreman from Louis' Rose Hill Cafe.
Everyone's been to the cozy little hometown restaurant, which has become a staple of life in Rose Hill. I spoke to Louis Foreman, asking him about his life and struggles in this town.
We have a small population in Rose Hill, and it's quite difficult. And we always have to have enough people here when people decide to come in. And we never know when that's going to be. It can be 3:30 in the afternoon. It can be 5 minutes till close. And when they come, they come. And we have to be prepared for it. And I have to have a staff ready at all times. And it is quite difficult to try to figure that out.
Louis, who has been in the food service industry for 34 years, however, only opened his famous cafe 18 of those years ago. He spoke with me about how he actually got into running his own business.
My friends talked me into it. I've been in the business for a long time. I know how difficult it is. I wasn't sold on the idea. But my friends and all decided that I should do this. And an opportunity came up where we knew the previous owners of this place and they wanted out. And we had a mutual friend, and I said, well, okay, this must be a sign. So I decided to go for it.
Over all his years of working his restaurant, Louis has seen his fair share of town history unfold. We asked Louis about some of his favorite memories from running his business.
I have met so many friends. And my coworkers, and I call them coworkers, not employees, because they don't work for me, they work with me. We family. I mean, it's like I've been here for a long time, and I'm watching kids that were being born when I opened are having families now. And my favorite times are during the holidays and during Fall Fest, and they're coming back to be with their family, to be in their community when they grow up. And I hear this time and time again that it's not coming home unless I'm stop at Louis, and that makes me feel really good.
Dakota Morgan, Channel 7 News. Anyone who visits Rose Hills Casey's General Store in the morning is bound to notice a group of older gentlemen who follow the same routine every day. Sarah went to investigate what exactly goes on with this cast of characters.
I'm Dan Moore. I'm 65 years old. I buy a blueberry muffin and a cup of coffee and a pack of cigarettes every day. And in the summer, I fill my truck up with gas every day at Casey's. Every day.
A Casey's General Store, located in Rose Hill, Kansas, marks a place where a group of spirited old men join together to spend mornings at their favorite stop. We asked them about their conversation topics and their regular purchases.
We usually talk about racehorses starting out early in the morning. And then when Mr. Calhoun gets here, we talk about the great Tiger Woods playing golf. And occasionally we talk about one of the guys' illnesses. Someone's always sick here. And then we talk about the police department because they come in and get donuts all the time, and then they go across the street and eat them, and then they take their nap.
Every morning, these men arrive around the same time to talk about politics and upcoming events within their daily lives.
Also a real estate agent, manage rentals. I'm here 7 days a week.
We asked about their connections between each other and this close group of friends who consider each other to be like family.
Very good friends, almost like family, 7 days a week. Township, just things in general. We always buy donuts or some pizza, and always a Diet Pepsi.
Sarah Bailey, Channel 7 News.
Every year, it's always a foregone conclusion that at the end of the year, the OCC trip at Worlds of Fun in Kansas City would belong to the senior class. But this year might break that streak.
That's right. As things currently stand, the sophomore class is in the points lead, and they have no intention on giving up. AJ Taylor has more on the close race.
OCC was an idea from Ray Bowes that seek the participation of classes throughout the year. This year, the sophomores realized that they could beat the seniors and have a chance to steal the win. We talked to Becky Evans about the OCC competition and if the seniors could still win.
Yeah, I mean, they can win. They have to win everything. So.
After talking to Evans, we later then talked to Spirit Stick winner Zane Labidi. Labidi told us that he and other sophomores noticed that the class was behind by only a little bit, and he's very confident that the sophomores will win, but thinks that if Stuka rigs it, they will lose a lot of respect from the classes.
The seniors still have a chance of beating the sophomores because they're bigger and stronger, so if they decide to do a 3v3 tournament and other strength contests for OCC points, then the sophomores might lose.
Senior Ben Black told us that he thought the OCC competition was over. He thinks that if the sophomores win, more power to them. Black also believes that the seniors really want to go on this trip. If they want to win, they need to be more participated. Black also noted that he and other seniors would be disappointed if they lost.
I think everybody in the senior class is relatively motivated to try and beat the sophomores, but at the same time, the sophomores are probably more motivated to beat the seniors, so it should be pretty interesting to see how it shakes out.
AJ Taylor, Channel 7 News.
Coming up next, is spring on our doorstep, or is winter going to keep holding on? Charlie takes a look at the upcoming forecast.
And later, Skylar ties a bow on the winter sports season. We'll be right back.
I'm Ben Black. Hi, I'm Brock Haskell. We are seniors. We are leaders. Here at Rose Hill High School Residential Carpentry Program, Industrial Tech. I haven't always excelled in a traditional classroom setting, but this hands-on work has really allowed me to blossom. Not only are we succeeding in high school, but this will follow up to jobs after.
Welcome back. I'm Charlie Conroy, and here is your Channel 7 weather. We'll first start off with our national weather and do a quick recap on Snowstorm Quinn. Snowstorm Quinn hit Monday and Tuesday. Mostly hit the upper part of the Midwest, hitting North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota, getting up to 8 inches of snowfall. On Tuesday, there was light accumulation and still hazardous to drive on the roads. Now we'll head to our state conditions. In Kansas, Hays was at a high of 52 degrees, Dodge City 53. Salina, Hutchinson, and Wichita, all high of 51 degrees. Then the northeast corner, Topeka, at 50 degrees, and Emporia, a high of 47 degrees. Now we'll go to our lows for today. Hays will have a low of 22 degrees, Dodge City, 25 degrees. Salina and Hutchinson are both 23 degrees. Wichita jumps up at a low of 25 degrees. Topeka, a low of 26, and Emporia, a low of 22 degrees. Now we'll head over to our Wichita weekend weather. For Saturday, the high will be 64 degrees and the low 38. Precipitation of 50-50 chance, humidity 69%, and winds 14 miles per hour. Now we'll head over to Sunday, where we'll have a high of 54 and a low of 28. There is no rain in the forecast, humidity 49%, and winds 22 miles per hour.
With wrestling regionals done and over with and state just happening, this winter season has had its ups and downs for our Rocket athletic teams. Let's start with the recap of the wrestling team this season. Overall, the wrestling team placed 4th at regionals and a small handful of people placed in the top 5. Kyle Sackett, Matt Atkinson took 3rd, as well as Grant Shear taking 2nd, and David Leck taking 3rd, as well as Luke Culbertson and Chase Thrust taking 4th in their respective weight classes.
A little bit short of our team goal at state, but we still, I think, had some really great results. We had 6 guys go to state, 4 of them placed, and then 2 of them barely misplacing. So it ended good, and we almost did even better. As a team in our league, we also had some good success this year, and so that also left some good vibes with us.
The Rockets held on and came back to win the game over Clearwater with a final score of 74-62, as well as playing in sub-state this last Friday, losing in the first round at Andover Central, finishing their season with a record of 10-10.
Extremely proud. Like I said, fought through a ton of adversity, came to practice every day, got better, had a willingness to get better, focused on the everyday grind of the season. It's a long year, and it takes a lot of focus, a lot of effort, and our guys brought it pretty much every day to practice, and that's something we can definitely be proud of.
Sarah and Dakota, back to you.
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Sarah Bailey.
And I'm Dakota Morgan. See you next time on Channel 7 News.